Hey, what's happening? It's Bill Smith, and there's a rumor going around on Twitter that Tom Hanks is part of the mind control sex slave perpetrator network. So this woman specifically has come out with some accusations on Twitter. No one has said anything about her. No one's taken her offline. She's still saying the same stuff. She's been saying it for 6 months. But just recently, there was a post that got about 1,500 retweets. So I imagine if you haven't seen this, you're going to see it soon. I figured I'd cover it while I have some time. So Sarah Ruth Ashcraft, her handle is @SarahAshcraft, says, "This is me at 13, the age I was when @Tom Hanks purchased me from my father for sex as a dissociated mind-controlled doll. I wonder how much he paid. I wonder how much money my father made for breaking my mind and selling my child body throughout my life. Will I ever get to know?" That's her. Got almost 1,500 retweets, almost 1,500 likes, bunch of comments. This is a huge thread, man. And there's a lot more here than just this. If it was just this, I wouldn't even think twice. I would just pass it over, but a lot more stuff caught my eye. Now, I don't think many people know about Tom Hanks. He's not exactly a target of investigation for many people. That's kind of why I wanted to cover him. He's kind of an enigma. I think he does a good job of staying out of the limelight, but here he is getting the Medal of Freedom from none other than Barack Obama. Now, he's a central celebrity, core to the Democratic Party and the deep state at large. This session right now, I'm going to go off on a tangent, but I've read some reports that say that blue wave that we were supposed to be getting is a gigantic threat right now. That blue wave may not happen. And they said that millennials, only like 1 in 4 millennials say that they're going to vote. And the Democrats rely on young, stupid people and immigrants. So if they can't get the young, stupid people to vote for them, it looks like they're starting to lose their stranglehold on minority groups. They have to go after immigrants. So that's what you're seeing. So Tom Hanks is part of this drive with Michael Obama, and they're going to try to get voter registration and up their turnout for November. I don't think they're going to have much of a chance there. Nobody cares about midterm elections, really, you know? So we'll see what happens. I'm just showing you that Tom Hanks is part of the system. He's part of the establishment. He's an establishment celebrity guy, closely tied in with the Obamas. He's political, okay? Now, it got me thinking about this movie I used to watch when I was a kid. Okay, the movie's called Big. It's from 1988. It's a really good movie. He plays on that giant piano. I mean, everybody has seen this movie, but it never really struck me weird until I came back and I looked at it from a different perspective. You know, the perspective of 2018 and all this pedophilia stuff. Now, this is the interesting part. Okay, a 13-year-old boy becomes an adult overnight. I mean, don't you think that's a little like that right there? It was a good movie. I didn't think anything of it at the time. But I'm just saying that's the whole premise of the movie. Is a 13-year-old boy becomes adult. And there's this weird sex stuff where like he's got the body of an adult, but he's still a 13-year-old boy. And I remember him finding that girl. That girl liked him a lot and was trying to like mess around, and he wasn't comfortable with it. They were sleeping in bunk beds. So like it explored the mindset of a 13-year-old inside of adult situations. So here's the storyline from IMDb, yada, yada, yada. It says, he wakes up the next morning in an adult's body, but he still has the same personality. With the help of his best friend Billy, Josh learns how to act like a grown-up. But as he gets a girlfriend and a fun job, he doesn't want to be a kid again. Will Josh stay big or become a 13-year-old boy again? I just like it, looking back on it, it seems odd, right? It seems odd. Now, I've spent some time on Tom Hanks's personal Twitter account. I think he's like he's an uninteresting, boring loser. I know 12-year-old kids that are more interesting than him. He just has nothing interesting in his life. That's just my personal opinion of him. Here he is with a T-shirt. It's the cobblestone of all the Democratic talking points. All the people, all the poor displaced ideologies all in one big bucket, right? So I don't even want to really read what he's got on his t-shirt. I don't agree with it. It's a good message, but I know what they all mean, man. I know what they all mean. Okay, I say he's boring and uninteresting and a loser because his entire persona online on social media, the way that he interacts with general people in the public is not by talking about sports or something that you know about as a human being. He's got this fetish where he likes to take pictures of lost gloves and shoes, essentially garbage on the street. And maybe this is some art house thing that he's into, but to me it just looks like a really sad attempt to connect with people. But it's not just once or twice. There's a bunch of them. There's a missing shoe, a missing left flip flop. Oh, it's going to be a long hot summer for someone. Hanks. Why is that interesting enough for 1.3 thousand people, 1,300 people to retweet that? It just doesn't make any sense to me. This is how he interacts though with people. Look, he's got, there's a watermark on this picture. 2016 Tom Hanks. He wants art house. I don't know what the deal is, man. He just takes loser picture. There's another one. Missing right glove. It's a missing glove. Here's him with a shadow. It's just the most uninteresting stuff you could ever imagine. There's another missing glove. Missing glove. Could you imagine having nothing in your life so much that you're going to walk around and look for missing gloves and shoes on the street to take a picture of? Is that how you're going to be normal? That doesn't make any sense to me. He's got a thing for these tiny little cars too. So the only time you'll see him posing in real life is with these tiny little cars, or maybe a passerby. He's a weirdo, man. He's a weirdo, an uninteresting weirdo. There's another glove, missing glove. Another little car. So this is the one that people latched onto. So those people have been swirling this thing around. There's a red shoe, right? A red child shoe. Why is the baby so fussy? Here's why. Cold out there. Hanks. You're a loser, dude. What a loser. You're just a loser. Why is this something that you would do? Here's another glove. There's a black kid holding a skull. There's another glove, and another glove, and a missing tie, and another glove, and another glove. So this is what he's known for, right? You're an internationally known, this guy is an internationally known actor, celebrity, and this is how he chooses to engage with the world. I just find it weird, awkward, just loserdom. You could think of anything better to do than this, and it makes it look really weird. So I've seen 2 or 3 pictures of him at this same spot by this park, and maybe I don't know where this is at. I've seen the same fence. This is where the shoe was at. There's a Mickey Mouse hat. I send you to the park and you lose her hat from Disney World. Honestly, Hanks. And there's all these kids hanging out there. I don't know, man. It just seems weird. There's a lot of weird stuff. Okay, now, as of 1st of June 2017, rats. Lost my keys. Seen my keys? Anyone? Rats. Hanks. Starts and ends with rats. And losing some keys. I don't know. You think Tom Hanks lost his keys? Wouldn't he just call locksmith? It just brings up rats a couple times in there. 1st of June 2017. What was happening a year ago? What was happening a year ago in Hollywood? Another missing glove. Lost cup. Just weird stuff, man. This guy's just a weirdo. I don't know why you would base an entire... Look at this, just over and over, man. Same stuff. Lost shoes, lost gloves. Lost shoes, lost gloves. Everywhere. Okay, now this post made me think that Tom Cruise is in the occult, and I'll show you another picture here in a second of him as a Freemason doing the Freemason pose. But 30 years on April 30th, 88 to 18 magic numbers, Hanks and Rita Wilson standing next to a cardboard cutout of himself. Magic numbers. I don't know, man. Maybe some of this stuff is a reach. Here's a picture of a kid. That is a child, right? Joseph Luca, I'm sorry. Music from Joseph Luca Solari. Peter's Henry to My Kip Son. Bosom buddies forever. Hanks. No idea, man. I'm missing something there. Okay, so like I said, I'm not the only one that's on this. Other people online have found this thing. Here's an actual Slave 7 posting on this on Tom Hanks' Instagram. Here he is with another missing shoe. How does that get 134,000 likes? I mean, is that real? Did 134,000 people really like that? Okay, down here though, people are on this guy. There's only this many comments. So it makes me think that these likes are juiced. He only has this many comments, or just a few, and they didn't even get rid of the bad ones, you know? Run as fast as you can, we can catch you. You're the pedophile man. Time is ticking, punk bitch. You may have lots of people, but there is a shift happening on planet Earth. You sick F. You're effed up. Tell them what the left shoe of a child really means, at Tom Hanks. So, I mean, this is starting to heat up. You know, there's more here. I'm sure there's more here. Here is a picture of Tom Hanks doing the Freemason's pose. The pose is called the Hand of Fidelity. Right? That's what he's doing there. All good. Doesn't mean anything. You know, it doesn't mean anything. I'm just kind of putting this all out there so you can make up your own mind. You can do some research on your own. Sarah Ashcraft, excuse me. She's the one that brought this all up. She's got 30,000 followers. No kidding. Wow. Now, it turns out she might know her stuff, too. I've covered the Chester Bennington suicide, murder, whatever you want to call it. But she puts out some actually detailed information about this. So Sarah says that Chester Bennington was ritually sacrificed by his biological father, John Podesta, during Sacrifice of the Firstborn Males Ritual Week, associated with the dog days, Sirius the Dog Star, Star of Set, as in Temple of Set. Did you know that? I didn't know that. Now, like I said, I wouldn't have even dug into this except for this Sarah Ruth Ashcraft chick. You know, it's one thing to like come out and say something. It's another thing to have a big following, and have a lot of detailed information about the satanic ritual days. I don't even know this stuff. I don't know about these satanic ritual days. Here's the ones that happened just in July. So I'm not going to read those off. It's not really positive stuff to go over. Like I said, man, I'm not the only one that thinks this is weird. This just got posted a couple hours ago. It says, this shoe photographed by Tom Hanks is no coincidence. He takes photos of many shoes. Wonder what will happen with them. And here he's talking about a shoe he found lost in Disneyland, but turned into lost and found. All right, man. How do you find so many missing shoes? Isn't that weird? You know how many missing shoes I see on the street? 0. Okay, but then again, I'm not looking for them. And then again, I'm also not a weirdo. So what's up with Tom Hanks? And what does a picture like this mean? Tom Hanks wearing one red shoe. Okay, so check this out. I don't know if this means anything, but he was in this movie that nobody knows about right around the time he started in that big movie called The Man with One Red Shoe. All right, here it is on IMDb if you want to read through this. It's also on Wikipedia. Okay, The Man with One Red Shoe. Here's the plot. An agent of the United States CIA is arrested in Morocco on drug smuggling charges. The person behind the smuggling operation is CIA Deputy Director, who hopes the resulting scandal will lead to the resignation of CIA Director and get that guy promoted. Weird stuff, right? Like, that's just kind of weird stuff. There's more here. I'm sure other people will report about this more in detail, but Tom Hanks needs to be on your radar, I think. Until next time, this is Bill Smith. Thanks for watching.